I had a grade 4 and 5 teacher, Mr. Seal, who was Irish. It started my love affair with Ireland. He was very handsome, and he'd write things on my stories like, if this is your own work, 10 out of 10. My stories were always set in Ireland. They were horse stories, and the horse would always break its leg just as it was winning the race. I had a great sense of the melodramatic. My parents had me committed to a psychiatric ward when I was 14, and a poet called Robin Skelton came to visit me. He started the creative writing department at UVic, and my psychiatrist had met him at a drinks party and said, there's this girl in room 0, that was my room, writing poetry. And he read my poems and he said, you're not mad, you're a poet. About 30 years later, I remembered that line, and I just started crying. I thought that was a lovely thing to say. I haven't written anything since my daughter Sophie died. That was in September of 2021. My new book, Exculpatory Lilies, is about their lives, Stephen and Sophie's lives. Whenever I read from it, I get all sorts of emails from people who've lost children to the same, crisis, the opioid crisis, as they call it. But that was 20 years that she was really struggling, since she was 10 or 11. But I just adored her. Poetry seems to take beautiful language and write about ugly things or unattractive things or just things that we despair over. So there's a contrast, there's friction between the beauty of language and the subject matter.